Mr. Kustoff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Secretary, for being here today and after your long days of travel. So thank you very much for being here. If I could ask you, Mr. Secretary, there's been a lot of attention lately and a lot of conversation around the bond markets and rising yields for U.S. Treasuries. If I could get you to address that, maybe some reassurance. Maybe a couple of questions. First of all, what is your current assessment of the bond markets and your view of the upward pressure on Treasury yields recently?
Congressman, if I could break that down into three pieces. One is the smooth functioning of the bond market. So even during the April high volume, high volatility period, the bond markets functioned very well, trades cleared. There was never a question of financial stability. Two, at Treasury, our bond issuance is going quite well. We are actually seeing an uptick in primary purchasers as opposed to, so these are the end users who would hold it as opposed to dealers or flippers. And then three, as I said earlier, the United States 10-year is the only major 10-year yield in the world that is down on the year, So for all the sky is falling and cries of what's happening, or that a crisis is inevitable, the U.S. continues to be the most stable bond market.
You've had a lot of questions today about the One Big Beautiful Bill, and a lot of questions, very detailed questions. What would happen to the economy if Congress were to fail to pass the One Big Beautiful Bill and the majority of the tax cuts from 2017 were to expire?
Well, again, Congressman, there are two parts there. So one, the OBBB, as I call it, contains the debt ceiling raise and extension. So that cannot happen. That must be raised and extended. And so we will not even talk about the ramifications of that because it will never happen. Two, as I said, it would be an economic sudden stop where we would see a cataclysmic event for working Americans, for job creation, for the financial system. So it's unthinkable that this could happen. It would be the largest tax increase in history. And again, I'm not necessarily, I was criticized for my criticism of the CBO. I'm not necessarily going after the men and women who work there. I'm going after their insufficient models, because their insufficient models say that if we make permanent the tax bill, that we don't get an increase in growth. But to your point, if somehow the One Big Beautiful Bill were not passed, that growth will remain the same, which is obviously the ridiculous assumption.
Wouldn't it be devastating for the economy if we failed to pass the One Big Beautiful Bill?
So I think it could set off the financial crisis, the likes of which we have not seen since 08-09.
Mr. Secretary, you would rather be Treasury Secretary than Chairman of the Federal Reserve, wouldn't you?
Sir, I think I have, with the other than some congressional reporting, the best job in Washington. And I am happy to do what President Trump wants me to do. And I think that we are making great progress at Treasury. I can tell you that having been in the building now since January 28th, the professional staff is incredible. And the political staff that we brought in, everyone is working well together. We are working to enhance the economy for the American people, maintain the reserve status of the U.S. dollar. And to your first question, make sure that the U.S. Treasury market, which is the largest and soundest and bellwether for the world, maintains that status. And I would like to stay in my seat through 2029 to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Secretary, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle have repeatedly said that there are no outside experts who support the One Big Beautiful Bill, and I would like to correct that for the record for a moment. So, Mr. Chairman, if I could, I'd like to submit for the record a letter that was sent to President Trump, Speaker Mike Johnson, and Leader John Thune on June 3rd, showing 300 economists' support for the One Big Beautiful Bill. They urge speedy adoption of legislation to enact pro-growth tax policies. And, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to submit that for the record.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, and I yield back.
Good and